Hello, I'm Scott Root with the Utah Division of Wildlife Resources, and welcome to another edition of the Wildlife Report. Today we're going to talk about 6 different topics relating to wildlife, and we'll just get going right now. It's April, and April's a very good time of year for a lot of reasons. First of all, April 15th is when you no longer need a permit off our website to pick up antlers. So if that was what was holding you back, don't worry about that now. The elk antlers have just come off most of the big bulls, and that's a very popular pastime, and you get in very good shape very quickly as you're looking for antlers. But please be safe and be careful, and make sure you go with somebody, preferably somebody that doesn't like antlers so they don't steal yours. Just kidding there, but be safe out there while you're looking for deer and elk antlers. Strawberry Reservoir, that's a popular topic, and the ice is coming off and people are able to fish from shoreline at most areas. On the Soldier Creek side, it's opened up enough where boats are being launched, and look for that ice to come off here, in the next week or so. You just never know. But I would think within a couple of weeks that ice will be off up at Strawberry Reservoir. Fishing is usually very good immediately after the ice comes off. It slows down a little bit and then it'll pick up again. We've had several reports of 8-pound rainbow trout and some very large cutthroat trout being caught, so those fish grew well through the winter. The community fishing ponds, these are the ponds that most cities have along the Wasatch Front, and around the Spanish Fork area, we've got Salem Pond, we've got Spanish Oaks and Canyon View Pond, and there's several others in the area. Spring Lake. We are now stocking those community ponds, so take the family, go fishing. Just remember that the limit on community fishing ponds is 2 fish. Doesn't matter what species, just 2 fish. The reason why we do that is because community ponds are so popular. You save a lot of money on gas. They're close to home. Kids can ride their bikes down there and the whole bit. So very popular locations to catch fish, but just remember your limit of 2. Problem we have right now down at Utah Lake, somebody has been putting northern pike into Utah Lake, and we are extremely concerned about this. Northern pike, they're beautiful fish. They get large, and a lot of anglers dream of catching a northern pike, but they will do a lot of damage at Utah Lake. We've got the endangered species, the June sucker down there. So the northern pike immediately become the top of the food chain in that lake, and they can eat well for a long time, but it could cost us millions of dollars and just do a lot of harm. So what we're asking anglers at Utah Lake, if you catch a northern pike, by law you need to not put it back in the water. In fact, we would ask that you would bring it down to our office in Springville on your way back to Spanish Fork and drop it off at our office. We will take it up to Utah State. We want to know what their diet is, what they're eating, and some other things. So please, if you do catch a northern pike at Utah Lake, drop it off at our office in Springville. Let's see, what else could we talk about? Quagga mussels. You guys will probably hear a little bit about that throughout the media. Up at Deer Creek Reservoir, we have found some of the veligers, which are just microscopic young quagga mussels. And so you must decontaminate your boat, you spray it off, and we'll have staff on hand if you need help with your boat. But even if it's a float tube, and other vehicles like that, anything that goes in Deer Creek Reservoir, we need you to make sure that your boat gets thoroughly washed and drained. And there's literature that you'll have help at the state park if you have questions. And they do only have certain boat ramps open. So perhaps call Deer Creek State Park if you have questions about launching boats up there. And we're going to be evaluating this for at least 3 years. If we don't find any other evidence of the quagga mussels, then there's a chance we could not require the cleaning as we have done. But for now, for 3 years anyway, you've got to decontaminate your boat and drain it and such. finally, I think what I'd like to talk about is April is a wonderful time for birds. And every year, I love birds. I have bird feeders up. I have, for the songbirds, I keep my feeders up throughout the year. This is the time of year that the colorful birds are coming in. April, May, June. They hang out here. The breeding season for most colorful songbirds is right now. So if you're a bird watcher, now is the time. May is my favorite time throughout the entire year. The birds are more vocal. They're doing their strange little rituals and dances to impress the ladybirds, and it's a lot of fun. Take your camera, get some good pictures. And also, right around the end of April, I usually say about the 20th of April, I put out my hummingbird feeders. So if you like hummingbirds, put out your hummingbird feeder right now. There are plenty of resources available online on what's the proper solution to put in your hummingbird feeder. Most people say don't use the red food coloring dye because it could do some harm to the birds and those type of things. But there are some good pointers on filling up your hummingbird feeder. So anyway, and that's just the tip of the iceberg of wildlife and fishing recreation that's going on right now. We just watched mountain goats at the mouth of Little Cottonwood Canyon. I saw some bighorn sheep just east of Provo today. I mean, just keep your eyes open. Have a wonderful time. Spanish Fork is surrounded by a lot of amazing wildlife. So with that, we wish you a good time out in the wild, and we'll see you next time.